For the rest of our time, I actually want to step aside and let someone else speak. There are plenty of stories that we could share of people living out this beautiful vision of Christ-like service within our community. But rather than you hearing them secondhand from me, I thought it would be a lot more fruitful to hear direct from the source. And so I'm going to invite Pastor Pete and our friend John up here to share a little bit with you. Would you join me in welcoming John as he shares his story?
Awesome. Thanks so much, Pastor Drew. Yeah, we're going to transition to a time of actually hearing from the people of the church, right? The church is the people, and John is one of the people of Resurrection Church who serves. So John, can you go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit more formally, and can you tell everyone how you came to become a part of Resurrection Church?
Yeah, I'm John Matthews.
Say hi, John. Yeah. There we go.
I mean, it gets me used to where I'm most comfortable. I came to Resurrection Church when I was about 20 days sober, looking to stay that way. And I've been practicing.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, I try to get all
this
this
in practice too, guys. You know, it's an emotional thing. It's a really awesome story. So, John, you want to continue?
So the service went. It was February 13th, and after the service was over, the church came and surrounded me, and I was welcomed by the people. It was Super Bowl Sunday, so that's why I was needed to go to church. And then the next day was my birthday, and someone invited me to a Valentine's Day event, and I was good to go. This community surrounded me.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So John's story is that he was able to come after he went through AA and was able to become sober. And his first Sunday here, people saw him, went to him, brought him in, invited him to Super Bowl party, and then invite him to a Valentine's Day event the next day. And that was all organic. That was like people of the church being the church. But then John, part of your story is that you then wanted to get involved, like you knew you wanted to serve.
Right.
And so where have you been serving, and what does serving look like for you?
So when I came back, I decided that I was going to say yes to wherever they would have me serve at the church. And the first place I was asked was kids ministry. And so I said, I didn't expect that. I thought it'd be, hospitality or something else. But I said, yes, I'll serve in kids ministry. And that's where I've been for 2.5 years now, down there in kids ministry.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, kids ministry. John's one of the teachers down there. And so, John, can you tell us really quickly, maybe like a story or just a way that you've seen like an impact on the kids as you've been serving down in kids ministry?
Well, it's kind of hard because it's just like you see the kids over time going from not really wanting to sit in Sunday school to becoming leaders and wanting to ask the questions, or not really wanting to pray, then asking for prayer for their faith. One time I was teaching about joy to the kids, and I saw the kids sort of getting it, and then the next Sunday, another leader asked them, "Hey, do you remember John teaching about joy?" And one of the kids looked at the other, and they were like, "You mean the orange one?" And so he got a little humbled and went home and shaved after that. So.
Yeah. I think Gillette was very happy for that kid's comment. They just got some extra money when John shaved his beard off. No, I think that's a great, even as a parent, I resonate with that of like parenting, you'll be on the super high when your kid learns something, and then they say something the next day about you that's true, that completely humbles you. And you're like, you know what? That's a great place to be, where you feel like you're growing, but also can be humbled. Okay, awesome. So that's like kind of serving. Can you just pull back the curtain? What does serving on a Sunday kind of look like? What does serving in kids ministry on a weekly basis look like for you?
Yeah, it's really easy. It's set up by staff and other volunteers, and we get here at 8:30 and go over what's going to happen throughout the day. We have the curriculum given to us. You can also look at it throughout the week if you want to be more prepared, and then we just go into the lesson and just read the questions and go from there.
Awesome.
Pretty simple.
Sweet, super simple. And then really quickly, I want to come back to your story of how kind of a part of your story is that you were a preacher's kid and you grew up in the faith. Obviously, were able to get sober, kind of did the prodigal son thing, came back to faith. What was the difference serving when you were younger and kind of a pastor's kid to where like when you serve now? Like, what would you say is the major difference?
It's definitely my heart. I've always loved helping people, just helping out, and I grew up doing that, but it was more of an obligation versus now, now that I've been rescued from, alcoholism and redeemed, that it's just, it's a tangible way to see God in the body. We don't see God, but when you serve, especially kids, you can see Jesus. And one of my favorite things I've ever heard is, I love the face of Jesus I see in you. And the more people you serve in the body, the more of Christ you get to see.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And maybe just want to finish off, what would be one encouragement you would give to like people here serving? If someone's like not serving or they're thinking about serving, what would be your encouragement?
Well, just get out there. If you have a calling, just take a step in the right direction. They let me serve the way I was, and it really has built up my faith. And so if you're looking for something to give you like a tangible way to see God, just serve His people. I mean, in kids ministry, we need volunteers. We want to open up at 11 o'clock, and we need more people. And it's real easy. I can't really say that enough, especially when you get down there and you're serving children. It's just, you can see Jesus everywhere, every Sunday.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, John. I'm going to invite the band up while we close up. And so, band, if you guys want to come on up. I want to say one thing, okay? John and I were having a conversation on the phone, kind of preparing for this Sunday. He's going to be really embarrassed that I'm sharing this, okay? But we're having like a call, and I was saying like, hey, this is Family Sunday, so there's no kids ministry, and the whole point of this, or one of the reasons we do Family Sunday, is to give our amazing kids volunteers a break. And I was like, so on your week off, you're going to serve at every single gathering, the 2 in Tacoma and the 1 in Gig Harbor as well. I was like, I just want to say thank you so much for sacrificing. And his first response was like, Pete, you don't have to say thank you. Like, you just have so much joy when you get to do things that impact the body and the church and build them up. And I was like, what a great answer from someone, who was serving and is going to serve all day today. And so we want to say thank you, John. Thank you for pouring into the kids of Resurrection Church and building legacy down there by teaching them God's truths every week. Thank you for serving the church today with your story. We really appreciate you, and we're so thankful for you. Give it up.